Hello and welcome to this episode in which we'll go through optimizing Blender on startup so that when we launch Blender we have the exact same settings and options that we may always change when we start a new file. So let's not waste any more time and jump straight into it. The startup file in Blender is simply a .blend file that Blender loads every time you open a program or create a new file. It defines the scene, layout and interface that you start with. Its purpose is to give you a consistent starting point with your preferred objects, settings and layout. So for example, if we go as far back as Blender 3.6, we are given the camera cube light. In Blender 4.4.2, again, cube camera light, 5.1.1, cube camera light, and with our latest 5.2 we still have the cube camera and light. So this proves that we get consistency and familiarity. So why bother with a custom startup file? Well, if you find that you're someone who is always splitting the windows, you're changing to Eevee from cycles, or you're always deleting the default cube, or you always want certain add-ons enabled, you're repeating the same setup every time you open Blender, that is essentially wasted time. By saving a startup file, you can make Blender open in your ideal working environment automatically. Your preferred layout, your favorite tools, your default lighting setup, whatever helps you work faster. So one quick note is the startup file saves your scene and interface state, but not everything. So things like preferences, key maps and add-on installations are handled separately in Blender's user preferences. The startup file is specifically about the scene and layout you want Blender to open with. So how do we save our startup file? It's quite a simple process. All we have to do is, for example, delete our camera, go to File, Default, Save Startup File. It will give you a warning that this is how Blender will open from now on. Click Overwrite, close Blender. Don't save because that is our startup file, and then there we go, we no longer have our camera on startup. Okay, so let's say that I delete the default cube, and to be different I now have a UV sphere that is shaded smooth. I go to File, Default, Save Startup File and Overwrite, and then I close this and then open Blender 5.2 back up. Because I want to be different, I want the default sphere. So we get this, but let's say that we've made so many changes that we no longer need it. So for example, we did a lot of ArcViz and we no longer are doing ArcViz, we're now doing sculpting more often than not. So now we want to make a sort of sculpting startup file. So what we can do is basically go to File, Default, and then Load Factory Settings. So you will be given this prompt that when we load this, this isn't permanent. So if we were to close this, for example, and then open it back up, we'll still be greeted by our UV sphere. So what we need to do is just to make sure we lock it in, we need to go to Load Factory Settings, load them, and then File, Default, Save Startup File, overwrite that. And then what we can do is close Blender 5.2, reopen Blender 5.2, and then we will now be greeted with our default cube, camera and light setup. Say that when you're working with your Blender projects that say 1 month you primarily work with ArcViz, like we said earlier, or another month you're working primarily on sculpting, things like that, then what you can actually do is save a bunch of templates, for example. So I've saved a Blender file that is too many windows, I've saved one that is just a blank 3D viewport, and then I've saved one with the default sphere. So all I'd have to do is go to File, Open, and then I've saved these in my downloads with Blender startup files, and then if we open too many windows, for example, and we get this, then what we can do is go to File, Default, Save Startup File, then we'll overwrite that, close 5.2, bring back Blender 5.2, and we should be greeted with too many windows. But say we no longer need too many windows, what we can do then is go to Open, and now we can open blank canvas, then go to File, Default, Save Startup, Overwrite, close, open, and then we should be given a blank file. So that's a little workaround that you can do. if you find that you're forever changing your workspace depending on what you're working on for that month, say. Alright, so let's look at some examples of what we can change for our startup file. So I've deleted the config folder for 5.2, so this is now essentially a fresh install of Blender 5.2. So any changes I make are actually for me, so that when I start a new project, I've got all the changes that I need. So to begin, I'm not deleting the default cube. I feel like that is a rite of passage for any new project that is created. So I'm going to jump straight over to render properties. So with render properties, I'm going to change EV to cycles and change the device to GPU compute, and you'll see that it is grayed out. And that is because we need to go to edit, preferences, come down to system, and our cycles render devices needs to be changed to optics because I have an RTX 3080. So depending on your graphics card, it depends on which setting you select if you are following this path. But as you can see, upon selecting optics, GPU compute is no longer grayed out. So if we look down here on our preferences window, we'll see an asterisk. That means we've got changes that have not been saved. So like we mentioned earlier, our preferences are a separate entity to our startup file. Not everything is saved when we click Save Startup File. So to showcase this, I'm going to close preferences without saving them. If we were to save this Blender file and reopen it, everything would be fine because then everything will be saved within that Blender file. But because this is our startup, if we go to File, Defaults, Save Startup File and Overwrite, that is fine now, but if we close it and open it back up, our GPU compute will be grayed out again, as you can see there. So what we need to do is go to Edit, Preferences, go to System, Optics, and then select these three lines and click Save Preferences. So now that we've done that, what we can do now is we don't even need to save our startup file. We can close Blender 5.2, reopen it, and our GPU compute should be fine and ready for us to use because, again, to hammer it home, they are both separate entities. So moving on from there, I'm just going to make Blender full screen. Our max samples, I tend to have that sit at 100, and my max samples for render typically sits at 300. I turn off denoise because anytime I render, I tend to get the textures sort of like melting into each other. Not a massive fan of that. I will increase this when it's the final render, but when I'm just making sure that everything looks fine, 300 is what I typically render at, and again, denoise just starts ruining things, so that is turned off. Scrolling down from there, I'll turn on motion blur, and another one is if I drop down film, I'll tend to turn on transparent. So if we go into render preview and look at this, if I turn on transparent, we'll get this sort of all these squares that represent that we've got a transparent background. And that's because if I go into my world properties, I tend to change color to environment texture, click open, go to desktop, and then I have a folder called Blender Assets, and then within that I have a folder called HDRI, and this is where I have all the HDRIs that I say from Polyhaven. So I typically have Rainforest Trail 4K as my background, and as you can see, it's a bit distracting. Our light seems to sort of blend in, and along with our camera, depending on what angle we sort of see our HDRI at. So it's useful for seeing where like the sun is, for example, depending on what HDRI you're using. But for me, 90% of the time, I just bring in a HDRI and then I'll just rotate it accordingly until it looks nice. But 99% of the time, I want it to be transparent so I can see my model. So on top of that, the last thing that I tend to change is because I tend to bake materials from going from high poly to low poly, I'll change the bake type to diffuse because that's typically always the first one that we do. I'll remove direct and indirect light influence and then just keep the color. So if I just close these and then keep those open, output, I tend to render at 29.97 FPS. The frame range stays as is, but you can change it of course. So sometimes I'll render to frame 210. So just to showcase, I'll put that to 210. 1920 by 1080 is fine, and I always tend to render an image sequence, and RGBA is what I render at. View layers tend to be fine, scene is fine, and then world is fine. We've literally just changed this one. So one other thing that I tend to change is I don't snap through increments, I change or snap via vertex. So I'm going to change that to vertex. And essentially everything is now fine as it is. So I'm going to go to File, Default, Save Startup File, and then Overwrite. So even though we've saved our startup file in our rendered preview, you'll find that we will open in solid. So just to showcase that again, I'm going to close Blender 5.2, open Blender 5.2, and then we can see if our changes actually carried over. So as we can see, this is set to vertex. We are in solid view, like I mentioned. And then if we go to our cycles, GPU compute 100, 300, if we bring our motion blur, that's selected, film is set to transparent, and bake is set to diffuse with color only. We're at 29.97 FPS, we're at 210 for our frame range, world is our rainforest. And then yeah, there's one more thing that I tend to change, and that has just escaped me. Yep, so I've just remembered that if we go to overlays, I typically have statistics on so I can see how my models are doing. I have face orientation on because in the latest versions of Blender, if your normal face is the right way, it's as you can see it now, and if it's the wrong way, it's red. Whereas in older versions of Blender, if it was the wrong way, it was red, and if it was the right way, it had a bit of a blue to it, which kind of got distracting. So it's nice to know that this is now much better. And then another thing that people tend to have, I'm going to turn it on for the first time, is cavity. It looks nice, but part of me feels like it doesn't actually represent how the model looks sometimes, but we'll leave it on anyway. And if you've come from the workspaces episode, which was literally just, what we can do is if we split our window in half, for example, so I tend to find that our 3D model here, and I'll do my shading here. So what we can do now is I can basically go to File, Default, Save Startup File, overwrite this, close, don't save, reopen, and then hopefully we'll now have our split perspective, and then we've also got our statistics there, and we've also got our face orientation and our cavity. So basically, if you come to save your startup file, if you're uncertain as to whether it will actually save for when you start up again, the other thing you can do is possibly go to Edit, Preferences, and then save your preferences anyway, because even if you haven't changed any, what's it going to do? So we will be going through our preferences in the next episode, so hopefully that has covered everything to do with saving our startup file. I hope you have learned something, and thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.